everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elle. I'm an interiors DIY blogger and YouTuber, and today I'm doing a really exciting, super easy DIY that I think everybody is absolutely going to love, and I am doing a DIY rope photo frame. So once again, this project has been inspired by something I have seen on the McGee & Co website. If you are unaware, I am a huge fan of Studio McGee and their interiors. I absolutely love them. I love their products. Unfortunately, as I live here in the UK, they're not widely accessible, so a lot of the times when there's something I absolutely want in my home, I have to look at duping it. And with this particular DIY project, it wasn't actually something I was thinking I needed in my home. Certainly thought it would bring some really interesting texture, but I just couldn't believe the price of this piece, and I just thought there is definitely a way to do this for a lot less. So this is the photo frame in question. I think it's a beautiful photo frame. It would be a perfect piece in my home, certainly with my interior aesthetic. It fits in with my coastal grandmother vibes if I'm not already kind of donning a lot of nauticals at the moment with this outfit. But the $72 price tag, £70, is just too much for a photo frame. I don't care how gorgeous it is. Like, I'm just like, that is, I can't get my head around the maths. So I decided to give it a DIY to see if I could do it for cheaper than what was expected. So for this DIY project, you are going to need obviously a photo frame. I picked this one up at my favourite homeware store, HomeSense. This cost me £3. It was in the sale. So already we're making a huge saving here in terms of the project. The next thing you're going to need is rope, and I really went back and forth on what type of rope to use. Do I use like gardening twine? But it didn't seem thick enough to match what was going on in the photograph. I thought about maybe getting some proper kind of already kind of dyed natural rope. Seemed too thick. In the end, I decided, as I was looking to gather everything for this project, this has literally been a last minute decision, but I figured this stuff would actually work for the project. This is leftover rope that I have from a previous DIY project in which I DIY'd a clothes rack in our laundry room. I'll link that video below if you're interested. But I figured this would be perfect because it's structured, it's chunky, it's textured, but it's also a bit more flexible, certainly obviously with how we're going to have to wrap it around the photo frame. I also thought there's a particular way that I could possibly dye this using some natural products in the home. So that's going to kind of be an interesting twist to this once we've got everything sorted. So at the moment, this project has only cost me £3. I will link this rope down below if you're interested. I don't think it was that expensive whatsoever, and as you can see, I've already done another DIY project with it, and depending on how successful this DIY project is, I'm probably going to do a lot more roping up home decor in my home. The other things you're going to need is a glue gun. I think this is going to be the best way to stick down the rope onto the frame. I also grabbed my Mod Podge, which I just have a supply of. This is like PVA glue, a sealant finisher, but I thought this would be great just as a basic coverall on the photo frame, just to make sure everything's nice down, stuck down. This project should be fairly easy. It should take no more than a weekend to do. A lot of these projects are just drying time and making sure everything's nice and stuck down before you kind of get into everything. So let me get you guys set up, and what I'm going to do, looking at the picture of the photo frame, I think I'm just going to start with the long parts of the rope. So I'm just going to start doing these sides first, and then look at what we're going to do with the kind of top bits and also sort of the decorative bits on the side bits. So let's get started with doing the sides, and yeah, I'm so excited to do this DIY project. If you can't tell, this is just right up my street. Okay, so we have the first side of the frame done and I'm already obsessed with it. Like, I'm like, this is so cute already. So just a couple of things to know. The first one being, Mod Podge I don't think works because of the shininess of the tile on this one. Like, just invest in a hot glue gun because it works really nicely on this. What I also noticed was you didn't have to do every single like strand. You could just do kind of like every other one because the glue is kind of tighten it together and whatnot. I am noticing here though it's peeling a little bit, but because we'll be doing some sort of wrapping on the corners, I figured that would be fine. The only one I'm having issues with is like, how do I cover the side up? I think I'm just gonna have to do strips and just kind of tuck in the edges. So that's gonna be kind of a tricky one to do, but I'm gonna give that a go. Currently the glue gun, if you can't see behind me, is charging. It does go through quite a lot of sticks. I've only got one left. I need to go and find where my other supplies are downstairs, but I think that's kind of like to be expected with these types of projects. But realistically, this project is so simple to do. This side took me no more than like 10 minutes, if that, and I'm really happy with it. So all I have to do once my glue gun has finished charging is just cover this side of it and work on how I'm gonna do this side. Fairly easy job. I'm just so excited with like how it's already looking. Like, it looks so good. Something to note as well is this bit's just fraying here. So once I get a bit more glue, I'm just gonna really stick that down so there's no fraying job. But I've ended it where I know that I'm gonna be doing some wrapping around this side, as you would have seen with the photo frame. So it's all gonna get covered up in the end. And also you can see here, that's just peeling away a little bit. Again, just gonna get a little wad of glue in there just so it sticks to the other side and looks nice and tight. But yeah, really happy with the job so far. Okay guys, it's an hour later. I had to pop out and get more glue sticks because we were running out, but we have done the side of the frame. It's looking a little scary, but all the kind of raw edges will be covered up as we wrap around them. But I'm already loving it already. I think it's absolutely adorable. So the next part is to do the wraparound bit. So my understanding of this is that this entire bit wraps around this bit here. So although this is like one single layer, this is all doubled up. And then there are some wrapping here basically. And then that's the frame completed, which just seems too good to be true. Now, this is more of a mental note for future Elle to remember this, but obviously we need to wrap it around the frame here, which it will go in with the glass. That's absolutely fine. I've already tested that. But I just need to remember not to cover these little bad boys here so that we can actually secure the frame together. So we'll have to do a bit of a gap, but make it not look like too much of a gap at the front. I will say as well, like, you can feel it kind of moving here with the glue. Can you see how that coming a little bit undone? So I think it's going to be a bit more just glue in between either side so that they're sticking together. But other than that, I think it's fine. Obviously, a frame is not something you manhandle like a lot, other than at the moment. But obviously, a frame isn't something you manhandle a lot. It obviously just sits there and looks pretty. So without too much kind of touching, a lot, I think this frame will be fine in the end, but obviously right now I'm manhandling it, so it's coming a little bit, you know, battered and bruised, but not too much. But so I think this is the cutest thing ever. So let us start with the bottom bits and then do the middle, and then that will be pretty much the photo frame completed until I do my extra little step to make it look a bit more like the product that I've seen on the McGee & Co website. Okay guys, my poor little glue gun gave up the ghost right at the end of that, so I do need to leave it for maybe a couple of hours to really charge up. But we have done the top bit of the frame. Now, something that I forgot, but just remember looking at the reference picture of the product on the website is that we're actually binding around this bit as well as the sides of it. So again, have to remember about the little photo clips at the back when I do this, but it does mean that like I can leave this sort of edge and then just wrap it around. But this is it so far, and I just think it looks so cute. Like, I just think that is just, oh, it's like coastal grandmother. It's like you've picked it up on the island of Nantucket, and I've never been to Nantucket, but this is what I imagine is over there. So, like I said, we need to give our glue gun a couple of hours just to recharge up. But this project is moving so quickly. If you had the right, you know, if you had the time and maybe a couple of glue guns that could be powered up at the same time, or just one that actually had a cord, you'd be doing this job in no time. It's so easy to do. One thing I will mention as well when it came to the glue stuff was I didn't necessarily glue along the actual fabric bit here, but because obviously this would have sprang up because of the, you know, thickness of the rope going the other way, I did just glue every strand this way. Now, obviously this is going to, you know, not be on show, but it's a good kind of starting point for when we wrap around the other bit. But I just think it's so cute. So like I said, we're gonna give our glue gun a couple of hours to charge up. I'm gonna go and have some lunch, and then yeah, we're coming back to pretty much finish the top and the bottom sides, and then these bits, and then the frame is done. Okay guys, it is the next day. I decided not to dye the rope. I think actually it looks much better left in its natural form. You may see a little sneak peek above me, but I am so happy with this DIY. So let me show you the final reveal of this project in 3, 2, 1. So that is the DIY completed, and I absolutely love it. I think the frame itself brings a real nice natural texture to the room. Like I said, it brings out that coastal grandmother interiors in your home, and as proven, you can make this a lot less for the $70 that it was on the website. So definitely one I would recommend trying out, you know, on a weekend. In fact, you probably, if you started this early enough, you could get this done in a day. Like, you could literally just have it as an afternoon activity. It's so easy to do. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to try the DIY yourself, or let me know if there's any other McGee & Co dupes you want me to try out, or any other DIYs that you would like me to show you how to do. I am open to all suggestions. If you are not subscribed already, please do so. We are on a goal to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we are creeping up fast, so it's really humbling that you guys are helping me, you know, achieve one of those goals. Hopefully we'll be at 2,500 by June. And yeah, have a lovely rest of your week. I do hope you enjoy yourselves, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye!